right. Two concurrent viewers. Now one concurrent viewer. I'm trying to figure out this live stream thing, and if it says one concurrent viewer, can't tell if that means it's just me, or is that one person that's just lurking and watching me? Does anybody know this? Oh, killed blur, kid blur. You're excited. All right. You're so mad handsome. Oh my God, 99 nations. You have no idea. That actually, I kind of that. Thank you, thank you. I don't know if I agree, but thank you. Because because as many of you know, I just had my face shattered just a little while ago in November. Beginning of November, I had my face shattered. Literally two fractures. Two fractures. So I've got two metal plates in my face. So when I look at myself now, when I don't look at myself in the mirror. I don't have them all over the place. It's just in the fucking bathroom. But when I fucking see my fucking face when I walk in the bathroom now, honestly, it freaks me out because I don't, like, hopefully it, looks normal to other people, but it doesn't look normal to me. Like, cause it's not what I'm used to seeing. Like, it's just not. um, Although it's not like, yeah, it's not like as dramatic as it looked after surgery, at least. So I guess, I'll tell you what, guys. Well, hey, let's all enjoy this. I'm assuming everyone's also not with their family this Christmas, so maybe we can spend a little time together. Honestly, I'm a bit bored. I need to talk to somebody to have some interaction with other people. Although I do have a friend that I'm gonna see in a little bit. I have some friends still in town. But one to be exact. So guys, hell, ask me any question you want. I really didn't have any special purpose for this, except I guess I wanted to vent about how my face still feels weird and looks weird to me. Again, I know it's not terribly dramatic, but it's kind of weird. Just when you look at yourself in the mirror, and it's just not what you're used to seeing. And luckily, and I got a light on, makes it look a little more normal too. But honestly, more than just looking at oneself, these are all these weird things that I hadn't really thought about. I don't know, that I just never worried so much about looks and stuff. Except of course, in adolescence, everybody is a little has some self-esteem issues. That's pretty normal then. But I hadn't really thought about looks so much. So that it is weird, not seeing what you normally see. But more than that, honestly, I'm concerned about when I had this injury crack. My hearing in my left ear is not normal. Likewise, my vision in my left eye is not normal. And since, as you guys know, seeing and hearing, visual and audio stuff is kind of my fucking livelihood. That's what I live for. I mean, it's shit. I gotta come up with some other stuff that I am passionate about or that I'm into. I mean, shit. I guess I can just read and shit, but I don't know. I guess I could just read like a normal person. Jamerican 347. How do you decide on the videos you will produce? Damn, Jamerican 347. That's actually difficult. It's difficult because currently, say if you have a normal job for somebody else, one of the positive things, well, it's positive and negative. The positive thing is the decision's kind of made for you. If you're lucky in a job, you can pitch ideas. You can actually have some say. And then someone else decides for you. Typically, you have no choice forever, and that makes the decision pretty easy. But not having that, it does make the decision hard because you actually have to make a decision. And my problem is I'm into a lot of things. And so it's not easy to choose what to do. There's many. Hell, I'll pitch some things that are on my list. Um, Honestly, I had a Bernie rap. I wrote a whole Bernie rap. I don't know if you guys remember I did the Bernie bongo, but I wrote a whole Bernie rap, and I actually tried recording the lyrics today, and that's another thing. It's another fucking thing. So yeah, my jaw's messed up from the space. So it's no dramatic differences, terribly dramatic differences on the face, but my jaw is fucked up. Like I can't even smile normal. And so when I was trying to spit those verses out, when I talk, especially when I make like the S sound, but like my teeth hit each other, and it's fucking painful. So that sucks. So honestly, I that was too frustrating for me to record that today. And so it was such a frustrating experience, like because I can't open my mouth like I used to. I mean, hopefully it comes back. I hope it comes back, but my jaw, the teeth thing, that's fucked and very frustrating. You can't hear? Someone says they can't hear. Maybe I can turn it up more. Let's see. Let me see if I can turn this up more. Advanced audio properties. Balance. Volume. All right. Let's crank up the volume. Crank up the volume. Whoop. Or maybe this works. Let's try this. Mic gain. Mic gain, mic gain, mic gain, mic gain. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Yeah. That's louder. That's probably better. Let's see. J. Remy 1829 says the sound's okay. So hopefully I didn't just fuck it up when I changed it there. Let's see. Let's see if I can read some questions, answer some questions. Oh God, Kinky says, is there audio? Yeah. Oh. Can you hear? People are saying they can't hear. What the hell? Okay. Mark James is better. Good. Guys, you guys are helping me learn how to live stream properly. Thank you. One day at a time, bro. That's right, bro. One day at a time. So someone did. I will go through here and answer questions. Jamira. Yeah. I didn't give you a great answer well, that's how I make it. It's just difficult thought process. It's how you decide what to do. But also part of it is what do I think is important? So and what's relevant. So, but see, there's some things that are always kind of relevant. Like history, but they're more relevant some days than others. Like, so say, I have all these stories about that I think are interesting. Like I did a video about Hugh Thompson. So you want to try and put that out during an anniversary or of Hugh Thompson. He's a Vietnam War hero. Also just a hero, period. Like he's just a human hero, Hugh Thompson Jr. I did a video called Forgotten Hero based on the book Forgotten Hero. And basically he stopped the My Lai massacre. Not easy to do, to stand up to the crowd. That's another thing is I think so in my position, since I'm not really getting paid, like I have some donations and that helps me survive, but because I'm not getting paid, I'm like, all right, well, how can I maximize this situation? Since I'm not getting paid like I don't have like a normal job, I should take advantage of what stuff, the opportunity to do videos about whatever I choose. And so I'd try to pick things that either one, A or one, I got to Choose. All right. Either one, I do something that other people won't do or haven't done. Or two, if there's something that I want to do that someone's already done, but I think I can just do a much better job, then okay, then I add that to the list of things I'd like to do. I'll be back very quickly. I'm in DC, cold, winter jacket, very cold. But I'm gonna get another prop. Hold on. So, regarding things, how I choose what to do. Now, I don't typically put 3 books of research into a next video, but here's something that I've been considering, and that's the war against the vets, better known as, or maybe you've heard of the Bonus Army. The Bonus Army. Whew. That's. Do you think I take enough notes? Well, that's insane. That's fucking insane, dude. But so the March of the Bonus Army, basically in World War I. Oh, wait, is that a dead cat? What? There is a cat, but hopefully not dead. Don't scare me like that shit. So, the March of the Bonus Army. So, in the 1920s. Actually, let's see. Basically, after World War I haven't looked. Those were just over there. I've transferred. I was reading into this, and then I got into other stuff. That's the problem with having to decide to make your own videos is you have to make your own structure, and got really into this. But I'm like, this isn't the most relevant thing considering there's a goddamn presidential election. But maybe I can get to that sometime. So the story is, I think it's really fascinating, is you had all these World War I veterans come back from the war, and bam, we're in the Great Depression. And what happened was, so these veterans, these soldiers, they volunteered, many of them, many of them, there was a situation though, and they got paid. Here's the deal though, is they got paid way less than they would have if they didn't have to go or didn't decide to go and just stayed home and worked in a normal goddamn factory. And there's some instances, this one guy, Joe Angelo, that's actually one character that no one's made a video about that I think is, there should probably be a video about. So this one guy, Joe Angelo, God, there's so much fucking, honestly, I'm going to call it right now. I'm calling it right now that this would be the best, this could be the best Netflix series of all time, because the story is so incredible. You've got such great characters, and and it's complex. So you literally have, this includes you've got World War I veterans, you've got Nazis. Within the veterans, literally, guys, within the American veterans, you've got fascists who admire Hitler, and you've got some communist elements. And both those sides are warring, but the bulk of it is like a class thing, and it's just regular people. They're not fucking communists. They're not Nazis, and they're trying to just get paid their what they believe they're owed, because they got paid way less for all those years when they were fighting in World War I than they would have if they just stayed, literally a fraction of the price, like 10 cents for it might have been a tenth of what they would have made. And this is the Great Depression, so everyone's just so desperate. So what they did, they got so desperate that they got together and they're like, all right, we're marching to Washington and demanding, we be compensated. like basically like back pay. Like we demand we get paid what we deserve. Anyway, and so they're battling. So they're in Washington. They're trying to convince the government, but there's all these elements like fighting in between them. So you've got some of the leadership. They're really into. They fucking admire fascists. They literally admire. The guy's name is Walter Waters, and I mean he organized the march, but he's just fucking. People see him as an opportunist, and he's just kind of like brutal. Kind of runs it like a dictatorship. Then another weird thing is you've got allies in weird places too. So your allies, the bonus army's allies, they have to work with communists and fascists in their ranks. They're in their ranks, okay? And you also have the police, the DC police, and as you might expect, sure there's some negative elements to that come out, but there's also a really great character. Fuck, how am I forgetting his name? But who's just a goddamn. He's a great cop. Yes, a great cop. I said it, and he's working with the bonus army. He's doing everything he can to help them out and do things right. But again, in fact, there's a point where the fascist elements are trying to. They're cracking down brutally on the communist elements of the protest. Again, they're all protesting the same damn thing, and yet they're cracking down on each other. And who steps in? But the cop steps in. God, I gotta. Let's see, what's his fucking name? But the cop steps in. He's like, "No, you got this guy. These communists don't have to agree with them. But guys, they have their right to speak." Oh my God! Now that I think about it, this is really very similar to kind of shit today. With all the you have these protests, and oftentimes they're the fascist elements and the communist elements get more attention than the core moderates of it. And then then there's these free speech issues. Anyway. All right, okay, you guys aren't interested in the bonus army. So, okay, a cop watcher. Yes, there are good and bad cops. Yes, that's right. It's not as simple as people like to make it. Like, they're all respectable people, or they're all terrible, rotten apples. No, obviously, those are both big exaggerations. Let's see. Yeah, things are. People don't like to acknowledge and recognize like things are more complex than that. They're not black and white like that. Okay, so I would talk about the bonus army more. But I'll tell you about this dramatic. I got to tell you about this dramatic scene. So this one soldier from World War I, this one in particular, he volunteered to leave his factory job at DuPont Powder Works, gunpowder factory, to fight on the front lines. And he took a huge pay cut to do that. Huge pay cut. He ends up fighting under General Patton. Okay, Patton is probably the most famous army general in American history, and he's credited with having a huge role with the Allies with winning World War II in Europe. Okay, so that's George Patton, General Patton. So this character Joe Angelo, he's this scrawny dude. He's like under 90 pounds or something. And he fucking goes and fights in World War I. I don't know how the fuck he got in there like weighing so little. I guess that Maybe that's just how it was then. And he literally, so Patton's a madman, in case you guys don't know, and he leads Angelo and a bunch of other guys to their fucking into fire. Basically, he's like, we're gonna get those fucking machine gun nests, and everyone's like, he's insane, but but they followed him anyway. They all got fucking killed except Joe Angelo. Even Patton got shot in the ass. Pretty sure it was the ass. Leg? Anyway, let's just say he got shot in the ass. Same thing. So it is. And so I mean, nobody knows about this story about Patton almost getting killed in World War I. He's a World War II hero, and he wouldn't be around if this character that nobody knows about, Joe Angelo, drug him into a shell hole and patched him up and saved his fucking life. Okay, and he also organized the men to win this fucking little battle. Now here's where it gets crazy. So Angelo went on to be a bonus marcher, and Patton was with the military, and he was charged with dispersing the bonus marchers in D.C. So the D.C. bonus marchers, the veterans, they went on to make the camp out in D.C. It was kind of like the first Occupy. That's another thing. It's kind of like the first Occupy. And, they're protesting for their bonuses. And like I said, Patton and other famous generals, MacArthur, even Dwight Eisenhower, they were the generals that were charged with or given the duty of basically just expelling our veterans from the nation's capital. And they did it violently. They used tear gas. People were killed. They killed people. They killed veterans just asking to get their bonus that they felt they deserved. They needed it now. They were so desperate. At a point, it was determined that they would get a bonus, but it was 10 years later, and they needed it then. So that's what they were protesting for. And here's the crazy scene. So they literally set fire to the camps of these veterans. Our government set fire to the camps of these veterans, these desperate veterans. And there's this scene where, and I say scene, but no one's made a video or film about it. That's why I say this is gonna be, or it should be. I don't know anyone's working on it, but it could be the best fucking series on Netflix or any series of all time, TV series. Because there's so much more to it than just a 2-hour movie. But anyway, I keep getting away from it. So Angelo, after the camps have been burned down by Patton and the other officers, Angelo sees Patton, and he approaches Patton. Remember, Angelo saved Patton's life in World War I. And one of Patton's soldiers says, "This man says he knows you." And Patton just looks at him and says, "I don't know that man." He denies this is a man that saved his fucking life in World War I. He's so fucking desperate, along with thousands of other veterans, that he camped out protesting the government. The government just burned down their camps. And the man whose life he saved in battle just literally completely turned his back on him. Now there's more to that story. It's Patton had more to that story, but that's pretty fucking dramatic scene, if you ask me. I mean, how can anyone? I mean, that's anyway. All right. Oh, Oliver Stone already has a film? What's the film? Michael A.S. Guth, what is the film about the World War? Actually, listen. I know there's a documentary, but I haven't seen any. There's a PBS documentary called "The March of the Bonus Army," but I've seen no film. But if I'm wrong, somebody tell me the frame. So VJ Singh asks, "Has your eye healed completely?" Well, no. I hope it will heal more. I don't know if it will. I mean, there's a scar, and it's like kind of like caves in a little bit. I have the light on, so it kind of fills that in. Um, it's just, I mean, I appreciate the compliments, but it's not. The left side of my face is not shaped like it used to be. And I think most importantly, my sight is not 100%. It's not terrible. I'm not blind, but no, my sight is not back yet. I hope it comes back. I don't know. Ever hear of Judas? Why? Orf, do more videos like this. Well, this is a hell of a lot easier than fucking weeks editing. Spending weeks editing. Your eye is looking better, thanks. It is looking better. I wish I didn't feel like I looked weird when I look at myself in the mirror. But like I said, it's not because it's like some dramatic, terribly dramatic change. But it's to me, I just don't look like I, used to. Okay. I'm going to go around for some, search for some. Who's your pick for Bernie's VP? Nina Turner, man. Nina Turner. Because the thing is, you take Warren, you don't want Warren to leave. She agrees with a lot of policy positions of Bernie. Like you don't want to lose someone like that in Congress, So let's see. Oops. You got hold on. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to lose Warren. You don't want to lose a senator that like Bernie strategically. You don't want to lose a senator that agrees with you. You need everyone you get in the Senate, in Congress, that agree with you. But Nina Turner is not in, she's not serving in the national government now, so she'd be perfect, absolutely perfect. I mean, they're totally aligned on issues and strategy. It seems like. And then there's the whole, what do you like? Optics, a black woman, but I mean that's not at all why I would pick her. But that is obviously that's a benefit that could, because people like to make a big thing of the identity politics. So that you're safe on that, I guess. With her. Yes, she was the senator of Ohio, Nina Turner. Did I fall? Did he fall? You talking about? Oh no, it was a basketball injury, hard elbow to the face. I don't know if you guys know Rip Hamilton, but he was a basketball player. He used to play with the Washington Wizards. Basically, I mean, he had a facial injury. Same deal. That's another. Honestly, like I've been kind of going nuts. Like this whole just talking and like venting to you guys a bit. Like I just felt like I needed to do that. That's partly why I did the live stream, because of the injury. I can't, even though it looks better, even though I'm depressed that it looks different, it just weirds me out. I still can't like exercise like I normally did, because the doctor's like paranoid about, me re-injuring it. So I mean, I'm gonna be able to, but I haven't been able to do more than walk. I mean, walking's better than nothing, but that's not like I'm so fucking high strung. I gotta move around, and I wish I could run or something. Let's see. Oh, cool. Michael S. Guth or Guth. But thanks, Michael. Michael recommended me as a video creator for your online university. Cool. You need protein, not exercise? FNYK. No. Exercise is more important than diet, I'm convinced. I mean, as long as you're getting enough calories. Let's see. I'm a supporter. John Crab, 67. I'm a supporter for Andrew Yang and a longtime subscriber to your channel. What do you think about Andrew Yang? I'm also a supporter of Tulsi Bernie. I have some issues with him over his anti-nuclear stance. Okay. Yeah, I'm a supporter of Andrew Yang too. I like Andrew Yang. I think basic income is so it's so necessary to debate this. It's I mean, the possibility of eliminating poverty. How could you not talk about a policy that could possibly eliminate poverty and make everyone's lives better in the form of health, stress, stability. Just it's a policy that needs to be debated. And so I'm very glad Andrew Yang is in this race so that there is some talk about this policy. I think it's very important to consider. Wolf Bear 7, sex is exercise. Yes, it is. Can't go at it like I'm just going to. It's not just like getting hit in the face is why I'm restricted from exercise, but also because like clenching like the jaw, I can't do that shit. Like, and also like the sinus area, can't what's the word? Strenuous exercise, which again, it's driving me mad. I'm the kind of person that needs to exercise to be sane, and yeah, that's one of the harder things that's been I've been having to deal with, in addition to the physical shit. Let's see. Looking for other questions. Nothing Yang says is reassuring. It's dystopian and sociopathic. This is 99 Nation videos. There's nothing sociopathic about wanting to ensure that everybody every month has sufficient funds for basic necessities. That's not sociopathic at all. Okay. Let's see. Edward Morley. I haven't heard this answer on inflation. I'm sure he has one, but it is an issue with UBI. So yeah, inflation is something people are concerned with on UBI. However, and it may be an issue. The fact is, while we have a lot of research about cash transfers, unconditional, no strings attached cash transfers, significantly improving people's lives, we don't have, no one's done a universal basic income where you're giving people a level as high as $1,000 a month every month. There's been no study like that. There hasn't. Some people are missing. They think there was one in Finland. No, that was completely different on a number of reasons. But just two of those huge, important reasons is it was maybe half as much money, and it was strings attached. It was not no strings attached. So it's a big difference. I don't, and although, and also it wasn't like so large scale. Something would have to be done really large scale in order to determine whether it would cause inflation, and if so, how much. Although this is some interesting stuff to that on that topic, and that is, well, most of you probably know the Alaska Permanent Fund. It gives Alaska residents, not even just citizens, but residents. You've lived there for a year, you qualify for this permanent fund. You get a dividend, which from the oil industry, since the logic is, hey, the oil is using natural resources. One industry should not have full ownership of the resources. The natural resources should be shared with everyone. No one created the fucking oil. So that's the thought behind it. And so every resident's gotten $1,000 to $3,000 a year. And it didn't lead to inflation, guys. On the contrary, up until a couple years ago, I haven't looked to see if this is updated. I think this trend may have changed a little bit, but let's see, how long have they had that? For decades, guys. Inflation in Alaska has gone down comparably to the rest, literally every other state in the country. So in that case, the cash transfers the dividends did not cause inflation. Although, Andrew Yang, a UBI, would be giving out this amount of money, not yearly like the Alaska dividend, but monthly. So, it's not the exact same thing. Questions. Will you tell Crystal Ball and the Hill about your Bernie experience? I would be happy to. Although, like I've said, really in any interview I do on this, I mean, hey, I'm happy to talk to anybody. I like talking because I spend way too much time alone video editing, guys, or watching YouTube. I'm sure you can sympathize. I'm not the only one with that, tendency. So I'll talk to anybody, but I always mention that, there's more important things than, my situation, than me losing a job for a 10-year-old joke, losing my job with the Bernie campaign because of a 10-year-old YouTube video. That was a joke and was clearly stated to remind people and make people think about how media can be manipulated in the age of digital media in particular. Although I really do think that overly PC culture, you could call it the cancel culture, but really it's just the PC police culture and the fear that it creates where, you're actually willing to, that people are, won't hire somebody because of a joke made 10 years ago. I think that's a really big issue. And so I'd be happy to talk about that with anybody. But in this case, but here's the thing, is that issue is way bigger than the Bernie Sanders campaign. Still worth talking about, guys. So it bothers me when, if I talk about that sometimes, some people like, why are you being so negative about the Bernie Sanders campaign? I'm not bringing it up to be negative about the campaign, because it's not about the campaign. It's way bigger than the campaign. It's a big fucking issue. It really is. Let me give you guys an example, actually. I just learned this in the AM last night. I mean, it's really disconcerting. So, this isn't how it was having like a Twitter conversation. And it comes up that apparently, somebody shared that a senior advisor of the Bernie Sanders campaign, has a criminal history where, this was 10 years ago, he stole thousands of dollars from a union. thousands of dollars from a union. That's really fucked up to me. But it was 10 years ago, and I know the campaign wouldn't have be working with him if they didn't think he was a hard worker, trustworthy, despite that shit that happened 10 years ago. So, but here's the thing, guys. I bring this up because, so it's not disturbing to me that, hey, if somebody wants to hire somebody that has a criminal past, even if it contradicts everything your everything your campaign stands for, unions, anti-corruption, it's the complete opposite of that. But if you want to forgive somebody because it was 10 years ago and they're a good, great worker, okay. See, that's not what I'm knocking. But what I find incredibly disturbing is that, literally, guys, that proves that now telling a joke is literally worse for your career than actual crime. That ain't right. That ain't right. So that's how fucked up this culture is. That's how fucked up the PC culture is. And the cancel culture is. That's fucked up. That's insane. Anyway. Yep, that guy was a guest on the Hill. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, hey, I agree. I'm okay with second chances. I hope that's clear. What I'm not okay with, what I think is really wrong, is that the PC culture, overly PC culture, it's just so out of control that literally telling a joke 10 years ago is considered worse than actual crime. Than stealing thousands of dollars, stealing half a year's salary to go on fancy golfing vacations. Stealing that money from hardworking union workers. Not that it matters. Just steal that from anybody. That's fucked up. But it's just, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Like, that's just, that fucked with my mind so much. Michael Free, is it? Yes. Media outrage matters. Yeah, it has an influence, and you got to stand up to it when it's wrong. In case you didn't notice, the media's been outraged about Bernie Sanders for a lot of bullshit. And you stand up to it when it's wrong. That's what we got to do. And we got to do it when it comes to this PC bullshit too. That's what I think. But it looks like Bernie's doing very well. Just yeah, I mean, he's leading Biden in polls now, leading California. This is a big fucking deal. It's exciting, guys. Let's see. Any questions? I guess I'll wrap it down. Manufacturing outrage. Yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, John Crab 67. He said he'd love to have a conversation with Scott Santins on UBI. Well, I have. Scott's an old friend of mine. He liked, like, I made UBI videos before I made Bernie videos, and I mean, fuck, we've been to UBI events together, like, before, like, in like 2013 or something. But and I did record a conversation with him. I gotta say, I don't think it's my best. It's all, you think this is bad. That was literally one of my first like interviews, and I probably sucked, but it's on my YouTube channel, Matt Orfalea, Scott Santans. Go check it out, dude. Check it out, John Crab. Oh yeah, Michael Noam Chomsky's book Manufacturing Consent. It is. I mean that. Yeah, it's big. I've actually thought about that's one thing I'd like to make a video about, is the 5 media filters. I can't decide what. So that's the one of those that I've seen. I think Amy Goodman of Democracy Now! Made a nice little video about that, but I think I could do a better one. And I also wonder if it might be worth doing a separate video for each of the media filters. But yeah, everybody look up media filters. Always good to know. I think media literacy, like, people should be able to express themselves and analyze. We teach people how to do that with like text, reading, writing, but we don't do that with audio and video. And I think we need to do that. That's essential. And I really wish, with all this talk about free college and everything, I think that's pretty crucial. Can we not just teach people basic media literacy? Because media literacy is no longer just reading and writing, guys. And so I think that should be just a core aspect of any public education. I don't know why the fuck no one's talking about that. It bothers me. Because there's all this talk about like fake news and stuff, and it's a big fucking problem. Fake news is a huge problem. You get fake news from all sides, liberal, conservative, establishment, independent. Fake news is a problem. But the solution is not censorship. One, you can never solve it perfectly, but really the best and most obvious thing to do is, why don't we just educate people? We have a huge public school system. Let's tweak it a bit to fucking, meet the 21st century. You have a Genum 2000. You have a strong base of supporters. Ignore the politically correct wannabe politicians and continue doing your awesome thing. Thanks. Yeah, Reese Mack, good point. Getting good example of media of manufactured outrage was the attention given by media over Howard Dean's Scream. Yeah, that was manufactured outrage for sure. Unfortunately, Howard Dean, he caved, like completely caved to that, to the establishment. And I mean, I mean, Jimmy Dore likes to call him Coward Dean, and I've seen a lot of clips of him just being terrible. As in literally smearing anybody who's anti-establishment, just smearing them, not critiquing policy, just smearing them, including Tulsi Gabbard. Like, I remember, like, I was looking through all these clips when I was, making that last video on Tulsi. And the whole focus of that was, how horrible these media smears are about her, inferring that she's a Russian agent. And Howard Dean was one of these people. Actually, I don't know if he mentioned the Russia stuff, but, or at least I didn't catch a bit of that, but so this is even before the Russia hysteria. And when asked about Tulsi Gabbard, he said, look, she was a lefty, about her candidacy. He goes, quote, look, she was a lefty for Bernie. Who knows what this is all about? It's like, what? This is how a Democrat. I mean, that's just kind of perfect proof that it's weird how people have this view that the Democrats are the left. One, I don't like using these terms like the left, the right. They're like too general, I feel. But the idea that they're, pushing for change. That's kind of what people. I think that's ultimately what people mean when they say the left, or that should mean. Conservative, don't want to change. Left, change. Both these forces, duke everything out. Should be. I mean, really, that's how we should approach everything. Like, should we change this? What's the positives for changing? What are the positives for not changing? But anyway, for him to say, for a fucking top Democrat to dismiss Tulsi Gabbard as a lefty for Bernie. She was a lefty for Bernie. Who knows what this is all about? That's a direct quote from Howard Dean. Jesus, I watch YouTubers like yapping all like wow, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm just fucking yapping. Let's see. EV74, we agree on media literacy. Donald Kronos asks, do you support an option to cast a negative vote directly against corporate candidates like Trump and Clinton when a voter sees no viable candidate worthy of their positive support? That's interesting. I've never heard of that, of a negative vote. You mean so you can subtract somebody's vote? That's kind of funny. Wow. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that before. That's interesting. Let's see. Let's see. All right, guys. Any last questions? God, how long did I run there? Jeez. Oh God, hold on. I got some donations. I answered VJ. My eye is hopefully healing. God. Mrs. Peggy, not Glenn. You're great. Love Bernie stuff. Thank you, Mrs. Peggy. I'm confused because she says Mrs. or P. She says Mrs. Peggy, but the screen name is Glenn. But thank you. Thank you, Glenn and or Mrs. Peggy. What am I working on now? Hana? That's a good question. I'm juggling so many things. I've tried, at the beginning of this, I explained how I tried making a Bernie rap, but I wrote the whole fucking thing, started recording it, and because of my broken face, my teeth, like when I speak, it's happened as I've been talking. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Hopefully, not too much because I'm trying to work around it, but naturally my teeth bang into each other when I speak, and it's just the worst. And so I don't know. I got too depressed to work. Maybe I can pull it off. Also, I've been editing, I've been looking through a lot of Trump, old Bernie, and I'd love to make a comparison video. I've been playing around with that. But it's always hard to make these mashup videos because it's always harder to make because there's no script. It's very easy to edit together a video with a script. But in this case, you're trying to write it as you go, and it's a more time consuming process. And so honestly, I've poured a lot of time into that. Hopefully it's something worth sharing. I've got some cool parts that I like, but it's just not, I don't know, it's definitely not finished. I've been tempted to put up a rough cut. Maybe I'll just put up a rough cut and see what people think on Patreon. I might do that. But other things, I do want to make some MLK videos for MLK Day. I always do. Unfortunately, a hard drive crashed on me with those projects. Right when I was trying, I knew I needed to back it up. I was in the process of backing it up. I was literally in the process of backing it up, and it fucking crashed on me. So, recap. Last couple months, get like super high, all this credit for the rising up, then I get all this shit for some bullshit I did for a dumb joke 10 years ago. I go, so I'm, that depresses the fuck out of me, just the fact that that's the world we live in today. So I'm like, okay. So I do the productive thing. I do the right thing. And I'm like, all right, you know what, Matt? Just get some air. Just, get back to things you enjoy and just go out and play some basketball. Work this shit out, And then, bam, crack. My fucking face cracks. 2 fractures in my fucking face. And then, And then I'm like, all right. I felt like I was turning into Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent morphing into Two-Face. And, but I'm like, but I'm fighting it. I'm trying to stay Harvey Dent, not turning into, I'm like, all right. I can't hear like I used to, can't see like I used to. I can't eat like I used to. I've been on a soft diet. I can't exercise like I used to. Hopefully that changes. But, so I'm on the verge of going crazy. No offense to crazy people. And then, like I said, I'm trying to do the responsible thing again, the practical thing again, the positive thing, and back up my fucking, media. Like, that's the one thing I can do, even with a broken face, and crack the hard drive fails. 4 terabytes, guys. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of work. I hope I can get that back. That just reminded me of how fucked up how much fucked upness has gone on for me this last couple months. Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. I got one. Let's see. Got a little super chat. Let me read that super chat. I can't skip the super chats. Okay. Edward says, would love people to know cluster bombs are made here in Massachusetts. I think it would really land. Warren's voted for the spending increases. Merry Christmas. Keep it up. Merry Christmas, Edward. All right. Sherry. Oh, Matt seems sad. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, you guys are definitely cheering me up, but I was, yeah. Michael A.S. Guth. Tell me if it's Guth or Guth, man. He says, if you work hard on videos and don't get financial rewards, then you may come to hate video making. Well, no, I don't think I would ever hate video making. I mean, I might come to hate, I don't know. Could feel a little jealous of people who do get paid to make videos. But no, I wouldn't hate video making. Um, let's see. Sherry says, "Is there anything we can do to help?" I really appreciate that. I don't think there is anything. You guys could do just this interaction. That helps. Let's see, going to walk. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like I said, I can walk, but fuck, I wish I could do more than walk. Want to fucking run around. Rough year. Lukey says, "I hear you, Matt. Rough year. 2019 can get the fuck out." Hannah asks, "What advice do I have for Bernie?" Man, well, I mean, I think it's easy to criticize Bernie in the campaign for being too nice. It's very easy to do. But when you do that, you kind of overlook the fact that part of Bernie's charm is that he's never run a negative political ad. Like, that's a positive quality. And why would you want to change that? God, I keep fucking banging my teeth into like just talking. It sucks. I mean, I want to talk, but. And how awkward is it for me to like have to just like stop every so often and just like and talk, and I just need to ignore it. It's not easy to ignore. Just imagine banging your fucking teeth into your other teeth. It gets bangs out of like unexpectedly. I should expect it now. I got to get used to it or something. I don't know. but yeah, advice for Bernie shit. I mean, honestly, like I made a video. I thought UBI was considering. I think obviously and also yeah, I mean, I think we got to worry about this overly PC culture, but honestly, like I've said before, like that's not a Bernie campaign problem, that's a big culture problem. And Bernie in many ways actually fights back against that, honestly. Specifically when it comes to, I mean, honestly, like the culture is so crazy in some networks as in like groups of people, some tribes, that like you couldn't even speak to Fox News. Remember, he wanted to do a town hall, or he was invited to do a town hall, and get his message out to the fucking country. And people were like, "Don't go on Fox. Like, you just can't go on Fox. They're evil. They're Satan. You can't talk to them. You cannot talk to your fellow Americans. You cannot use this evil medium that's evil because what? Because they're conservative and they like Trump. I mean, come on. Like, that's half the fucking country. You can criticize them for other things, like, being wrong sometimes. Well, shit. I mean, that's everybody, all these big networks have their corporate bias, and every individual, myself included, has their own bias. For good to call out anytime Fox News is wrong, but I don't think it's a good idea to shun people for going on there. And I brought it up because Bernie, well, what did he do? He didn't give into that tribal pressure to not go on Fox News. So in that sense, he doesn't give into this hysteric PC culture bullshit. I wonder if that whole not going on Fox News, is that part of the PC culture? I think it is. Yeah. Ari offered me a homemade dinner. Damn. Well, now I'm on a soft food diet, so. But thank you. Hmm. Oh shit, Sherry. Whoa, Sherry. Uh, okay, I gotta ask some follow-up questions for Sherry. So Sherry says use a night guard for your teeth at night, Matt, or else you'll get TMJ like I did when I broke my face. Wow, you broke your face, Sherry? Did you share that with me before? Was that you or is that someone else? Sherry, tell me about your experience. Because honestly, I've got is TMJ like the twitching or whatever. My jaw's been twitching a bit too, which is freaky as fuck. Or is that the grinding thing? Might be the grinding thing. Propaganda. Show us your balls for Xmas. Asking for a friend. Propaganda, in case you don't know, guys, is he's all about trolling. He's a he's a very dedicated troll. And sometimes that can provide some welcome entertainment. Thank you, propaganda. Let's see. Jaw joint. Okay, jaw joint. Hey Sherry, when you had your face injury, did it fuck up your hearing at all? Fuck. Cause yeah, I'd like to know about that. Cause mine's fucked up. What does everyone want for Christmas? I just want Anthony says I got punched in the jaw once and it cost me $1,500 in dental work. Dude, what do they do, Anthony? Cuz I'm going to see a dentist about this shit. Dude, I got billed $20,000 fucking dollars for my facial fractures. And like I've been saying, it didn't fucking fix everything. I mean, it didn't fucking fix shit. I don't know what it was supposed to. The purpose was supposedly so that my jaw I wouldn't have long-term problems with my jaw. Well, my jaw's fucked up. Supposedly it was so, my eye wouldn't, like look fucked up. Well, it does. And I can't see like I used to. So yeah, Anthony. Oh, but I did get dental insurance for this year because the doctor told me like, yeah, like I got to see a dentist about my jaw shit. So I want to know please tell me your experience. Please. Anthony, tell me what happened with your experience getting your jaw fixed after getting punched in the jaw. Tell me like what the dentist did. Like, was your jaw misaligned like mine is? Did you punch that motherfucker back? No, man in a pit. I am not working for Gent Campaign doing videos. Yeah. Alice says TMJ is when your jaw is out of alignment. The corner of the jaw can poke you in the ear. Yes, I think that's what I'm experiencing now. God. Cranial sacral therapy can fix it. I had my jaw dislocated in an auto accident. Oh man, Alice. Sorry about your experience. Did it get better for you? I hope. I hope there's like I mean yikes. Oh, yeah, it's painful. It's painful. Uh hmm. Anthony says his jaw didn't get fucked up, thankfully. It was his teeth that needed fixing from the punch in the jaw. Dude, I wish it was my fucking teeth. Yay. Ugh. God, it looks weird. Would I work for Jenk? I'd be open to working for Jenk. Let's see. Yeah, Anthony, why'd you get punched? Minx is like, wow, I'm learning so much about face fractures. My biggest fear on the real. Yeah, I'd never even thought about this. I didn't even know this. I just never thought about this. I've never heard of anybody getting a broken face before. And yeah. Yeah, it fucking sucks. Thanks, Sherry. It's true. I notice it more than other people because I'm used to looking at my face, and I just know it's not what I used to look at. Not what it used to look like. Not what I used to see in the fucking morning when I brushed my fucking teeth or whatever. All right. All right. But yeah. Ugh. All right. Positive thoughts. Positive. Honestly, like that's the least of what's. Okay. Cranial therapy. I don't know what that. All right, so Alice is giving me hope, saying cranial therapy might fix my ear pain. Sucks having ear issues when I need to fucking mix audio. Oh god. Okay. Michael A.S. Guth says you will need maxillofacial surgery. Resetting bones will cause inflammation. What is maxillofacial surgery? And how do you know this, Michael? Are you a doctor? That's another thing that's just like another thing that's just like fucking with me is that yeah, if I need surgery because because my jaw is all fucked up, like that was the whole point of getting the surgery before. But it's fucked up. Might even be worse than it was before. Like I can't. Like I was in so much pain from the facial fractures. I didn't really notice like jaw pain so much or any misalignment. So that shit happened after the surgery, it seems. Fucking maddening. After the surgery that I spent. Not even going to go into that. Like, it's insane. Huh. Michael is a health outcomes researcher. Well, damn. Give me as much info as you can, dude. Let's see. I'm going to Google maxillofacial surgery right now. Who wants to know what maxillofacial surgery is? After specifically recognized as a professional association. Is a regional specialist surgeon treating the entire craniomaxillofacial complex and anatomical area of the mouth, jaws, face, and skull, as well as associated structures. Depending on the jurisdiction. Okay. You know what sucks, dude, is what I'm really concerned about, Michael, is that I think that's what I had. Like that's just that's just any kind of facial or skeletal, skull type surgery, it seems like. It's like I had that and it fucked shit up more. Or maybe I'm just paranoid at it. I mean, it really... I didn't have these issues before. Granted, I couldn't feel half my face, and I wasn't... This is all been a shit show. I still can't feel my face, but the feeling is coming back. I kind of wish... I don't know. Rolfing? Mink says, yep, read Rolfing does wonders and it's expensive. Started out in New York, but it is big in Big Sur. Rolfing? Rolfing. I thought that meant rolling on the floor laughing. Let's see. All right, we're going to learn what the fuck Rolfing is. Oh, God. Rolfing is a form of alternative medicine originally developed by Ida Rolf as structural integration. It is typically delivered as a series of 10 hands-on physical manipulation sessions, sometimes called the recipe. It is based on Rolf's ideas about how the human body's energy field can benefit when aligned with the Earth's gravitational field. It doesn't sound... yeah. So there's no good evidence that Rolfing is effective for the treatment of a health condition, according to Wikipedia. But hell, if it works, that's good for you. I honestly am, I don't know, hopefully I don't get so desperate that I don't know. Sometimes you get so frustrated you'll try anything. And if something works, good. Oh, man. People talk about what is it called? The blank effect. Oh my God, I'm fucking out of it. Did I mention that I had a concussion when this shit went down? You guys know it's the effect when you believe something's working, so it actually ends up having an effect. Placebo effect. There we go. The placebo effect. So, yeah, the placebo effect is real, guys. Hell, give me some placebo effect. I want any fucking thing to make me feel better. Of course, I don't just want to feel better. I want to like be what I used to be. Like, be able to hear and see like I used to. But feeling better in my ear and everywhere would be good. Great also. Let's see. Yep, try and be fine. Says talk to the surgeon who did this. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I've tried and yeah, haven't been able to get any real response, which is disturbing as fuck. Doesn't really I mean, I like he won't answer like questions I have. Not all of them anyway. Main thing is he's like says for like the jaw shit I gotta see a dentist, but my troll. Someone says Lizzie says my troll gave me some good advice, but I missed it. If it's troll advice, might not be so good. Good troll advice? What? Jenny Hansen says, dude, I can help you. How can you help me, dude? How can you help me, Jenny? Butterfly B12-7 says, listen to meditations for healing. Meditations. Listen to meditations for healing and practice. Concentrating on deep breathing. Do it with me, everyone. And out. In and out. And out. Try and Be Fine asks if I had a second opinion before surgery. And this was something that was very rushed because it was explained to me that this is something that the facial fractures is something you want to treat as soon as possible. So normally I would want to, but I was convinced not to do that. And so naturally, since, I've got all these problems after surgery that, just makes me regret not getting a second opinion. But it's just, hindsight is 20/20. I don't know. And also it's like I can't be sure that, this is a result of surgery. I just know that surgery did not, that I have problems even after surgery that was supposed to fix and or prevent problems. Evie asked if I've been outside today. Luckily, I have. I did go on a long walk. Sherry asks, did they put pins in or anything? Yeah, they put 2 metal plates in. I've got titanium in my face, guys. I have fucking titanium in my face. And I hope I'm not having an allergic. I mean, it itches, not terribly, but hopefully that's not related. Of course, the doctor did mention that is a possible side effect. Michael says I would be worse off without facial surgery. That's kind of what sucks. That's what I find so frustrated about dealing with doctors or just medical. It's like I don't know shit about medical stuff. I don't. So it just kind of sucks having to put your faith in someone else. And that's what I did, and yeah, maybe you're right, Michael. You probably are right. I assumed you were right. That's why I went ahead and I was told you were right. That's why I went ahead and did this. But like I said, I can't know because I'm not a goddamn, That's what's frustrating. I just don't know. Try and be fine. Says avoid chewing too much. Try a soft diet for a while. I've been on a soft diet for 6 weeks at least. Henry says it can take a long time to heal a major injury, like Lizzie says. He took over a year to recover from a bad ankle sprain, another b-ball injury. So yeah, true. Michael says never put your faith in doctors. Well, that's the thing, Michael. I mean, you just told me that surgery for a facial fracture is the right thing to do. That's what the doctor said. And I mean, I can't know that myself as a layperson or whatever, as a goddamn nobody, never went to med school and all. Like I can't know, but yeah, I put my faith in them. So you can't do both. That's the thing is like you say never have faith in a doctor, but you say like this is what you're supposed to like. That's what's difficult about it. It's like you kind of do have to have some faith, at least in a serious injury situation. I mean, you don't have to, but often I think it's it pays off if you have a good doctor. I mean, it's just not rational to expect everybody to, I don't know. Well, Michael, that was after the surgery. Unless you saw the YouTube live stream was after surgery. And it looked worse after surgery. That's probably expected though. True. In an emergency situation, you are not operating on faith but on urgency. You did the right thing. I hope I did. I really hope I did. Mink says some of good friends or doctors, I have more faith in them than others given their training. Well, yeah, on medical issues, yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, in a situation like this where, like, you can't feel, just imagine a situation where you can't feel your face, you can't really move your jaw, like, your eyes really in a lot of pain, like, it's an urgent, you're not thinking rationally, and so in that case, in that situation, you know, you can't be like too critical or as critical as you normally would, or at least I wasn't as critical as I normally would be, and you're just kind of what's the word? It's a vulnerable situation. You're in a vulnerable situation. That's all I'm saying. And so well, Michael, I don't know if you're referring to, are you referring to the YouTube live stream or another video? Because everybody, that YouTube live stream, that last YouTube live stream, that was like a day or so after the surgery. And it did look worse after surgery than before surgery. But I think that would be normal though. Yeah, no, they wouldn't help unless I paid. Will I ever play basketball again? Fuck, I'd like to. But maybe I'll start playing tennis instead. I'm actually pretty good at tennis, so maybe I'll just start fucking doing that instead. Or just, I don't know. Donald Kronos says, exactly. When you're too vulnerable to have the luxury to be picky, You do what you can at the time, but you can still be picky later. Trying to be fine says, you seem very depressed. A concussion will do that. Honestly, I'm more, I don't know if it's like a concussion, but I mean, I think I did have a concussion. But I mean, that's not what I'm depressed about. I'm depressed about my ear, my eye, my face, how it looks, how it feels, and how I can't, see and hear. It's not as good as it used to. Now, that's the crazy thing, is I know damn well that, I'm infinitely better off than, like, a blind person or a deaf person. Like, that's the ridiculous thing. And yet I'm depressed about this shit. But then it's also the jaw. When I'm talking like I normally talk, my fucking teeth are jamming into each other. It's fucking nuts. Henry Babcock says we really need to end for-profit healthcare. Sucks you have uncertainty about whether they want you to do surgery 100% for your well-being or how much money corrupts that. No, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's definitely a concern. Yeah. Although, and I've thought about this a bit, Henry, although, like, even with the single-payer system, a doctor could, recommend surgery. Theoretically, they could recommend surgery just to make the money off you, because the government will still pay them. You know what I mean? Like, they still get paid. You can get in that system. You could still have some of that same fuck upness. You get paid because it's not like you still get paid per operation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think single payer could remove that maddening doubt or whatever. Dionyso says, why didn't you sue him? Well, because I don't know if, like I've explained, like I don't, that's the frustrating thing, is I'm not, like, I could just be being paranoid. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of red flags to me, but I could just be, because I'm not a fucking doctor. I don't fucking know. Also, suing somebody, like, for malpractice, or suing somebody for anything, like, that's fucking expensive as fuck. So, I don't think I think it's safe to say, theoretically, if you are in a situation where, like, a doctor, like, does something wrong, I don't know if that was the case here. I do not know that, so we shouldn't assume that. But if you are in that situation, or I'm in that situation, like, suing, you're not gonna, like, all that money, if you win, which would take an incredible amount of time and effort and money, at the end of the day, like, I don't think you would come out on top money-wise. I mean, you could come out on top. Like, it could be good to, like, if I was ever in that situation, if I find out that more information to, like, that would, like, confirm any of my worries, then, I mean, it might be worth doing just so that doesn't happen to someone again. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't make any money, though, I don't think. Minx says you're not bad looking. Thank you, Minx. Not bad, not bad. Maybe the lesson is to dissociate from looks. Of course, the statement does not take your physical pain into account. Yeah, that's kind of like the double whammy. Alice says she told the doctor my jaw was dislocated and my teeth weren't meeting. He said it didn't matter. I said it doesn't matter to you, but it does a lot to me. Yeah, I mean, hell, I can understand how I know how now I know how frustrating that is to having teeth that don't align. Like I said, like it's painful. Bashing the teeth into each other, like when I talk, bashing my teeth into each other, it's painful. I can't. It's painful to smile. That's not a good place to be in. Try and be fine. Says I don't have to be a doctor. Well, no, you don't, but you need to like not be in excruciating pain. You need to not be in panic mode. And it's hard to be in when you can't feel your face and you're in a lot of pain. But yeah, I've done more searching afterwards, and I mean, it does seem like an operation is it's highly recommended. It's standard for facial fractures, and I had 2 fractures in my face. Dionyso says, sue the guy who broke your face. I believe it was an accident. It's because it's not like we were like shit talking or anything before he hit me. Not in the game. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Izzy Dizzy. That's a fun name. Says, Matt, you're a good-hearted creative genius. Make the most of your mood and make a touching video. Single payer is a better system, but it can still be abused. Look at the military-industrial complex. Yeah, you're right. So I don't know what touching video I would make. I mean, I honestly don't know what. I mean, I don't know how to make a touching video about this. I'm making a depressing video right now, I feel. It's not a good touching video. I mean, if I can, like, rebound strongly from this, maybe that could be an inspiration. Maybe I can make an inspirational video or something, but I definitely have to yeah. In order to make a positive video, a touching video about this, or an inspirational video about that, I can't just do that now. I have to first get through this, and then not just get through it, but like get through it like super strong, where I'm like in a better position than I was even before. That's not going to be well. Yeah, but whatever. Nothing's easy. And I'm not used to I'm not about like doing what's easy anyway, so we'll see. I mean, obviously I've been trying to make more videos. Dionyso says, yeah, but people already dislike you for your political beliefs and will go after you like Susie 3D. What? Are you saying Susie 3D has gone after me? I actually don't know about this. I mean, what are you talking about? I'm curious. Upstate Raider says, that part of the law is assumption of risk. You don't have a case. Basically saying I don't have a case for like any kind of like suing of the doctor. I mean, I think that's what he's referring to. Trying to be fine. Says again, back to trying to be fine, says, well, I lost it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for spending a little time for me. Thanks for listening to my bitching. Thanks for the positive and thoughtful thoughts. And I'm going to wrap this up. I want to leave on a positive note and say EV74 says, yes, you will rebound strongly. Thumbs up, heart. It's okay to feel this way now. You can come out of this. Yes, please make more videos. Well, I do want to make more videos. And then more positive stuff to end on. Well, there was a lot of stuff. Let's see, maybe. Merry Christmas. All right. Happy holidays. Thank you, Nerdy Vegan. Happy holidays. Thanks, Corey. Thank you, Just Lisa. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, P. Carvage, and everyone else. Merry Christmas, and to all a good... Oh my God, it is Christmas. It's actually Christmas. 12:20. It's in the a.m. Oh my God. Well, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Felicia Ritter says, please try to feel better. Much love and aloha. Thank you, Felicia. My God, I keep saying good night, but you guys are so nice, and I just and positivity. Like, I needed all this. Like that's really, it's just nice. Um, but yes, I'm out. Peace.